Hello everybody, Epic Mewtwo here. Today we have a brand new figure unboxing video, one I am very excited about. As you can see, it's all bubble wrapped up and nice. I'm going to talk about that in a second, but let's actually crack this boy open, and I'm sure you can tell what this is. This is the brand new Grandista Resolution of Soldiers Bardock, and I am very excited to open it. The Grandista Resolution of Soldiers line is a fantastic line of figures, and I really am so excited to get this guy because you guys might know that I'm a big Bardock fan, and I'm very excited about it. Now, I'll say a couple things. Ooh, that tape is very loud. I'll say a couple things about this before we actually get into the figure. One, I am uploading this video a little bit sooner than I anticipated. I'm kind of uploading it now, you know, to sort of ride off the LR Bardock hype train. You know, got to take advantage of it, whatever. And so this video is going to be going up sooner, like I said, than I anticipated. So in a couple of my next figure unboxing videos, I do talk about that this Bardock still hasn't come in the mail yet. But that is not the case because those were filmed before I'm filming this video. So just when I know that when I talk about the Bardock in those next couple videos, I'm talking about this guy. Anyway, so before we hop into the figure, I also wanted to say, you guys know I usually talk about where I get my figures before I, you know, get into them. And I got this guy actually from a Facebook group called Saiyan Z. Now, I'm not sponsored by them or anything. If they want to sponsor me, that would be awesome. But this is just kind of a thing. I told them I'd give them a free shout out just because why not? But Saiyan Z is basically a Facebook group where you can buy. Also, they did a fantastic job bubble wrapping this. The more trouble it is getting it off, the better it is packaged. So I definitely appreciate them taking great care in packaging this. Now, Saiyan Z, like I said, is a Facebook group where you can buy Dragon Ball figures, as well as they have some Naruto and One Piece stuff too. But they have a really big selection of Dragon Ball figures. Like, they have pretty much all the most recent figures that are coming out or have come out. I pre-ordered this guy a while back. Ooh, that box looks so cool. And they had pretty good prices too, honestly. I got this guy for around $40, give or take some cents. And that is honestly the price that I would put on one of these Grandista Resolution of Soldiers figures. So I think he sells his figures for a great price, or the group of people who do it. I don't know. There's one guy I talked to in the DMs. But yeah, so definitely go check them out. Link in the description. It is a private Facebook group, so you have to request to get in. But they have fantastic prices on figures. So I was very excited when I found them, and I got this from them because, like I said, great prices. But anyway, check them out in the description below if you'd like to, and let's hop into the figure, shall we? Now, as you can see, the box has the white Grandista logos here. It has the Crane King logo, of course, and Resolution of Soldiers. What's interesting is that I don't know when they started adding the Grandista label to the Resolution of Soldiers line. By the way, the box looks absolutely fantastic in my opinion. But I don't know when they started, because if you guys see back here real quick, in my little setup, if we move the Super Vegito, this Goku, which will actually do a size comparison to the Bardock, is actually a Resolution of Soldiers Goku as well, and that was not Grandista when they started making this line. Let's pop this boy open, by the way. Let me cut the tape here. But they did not start out as Grandista, so I'm not sure when they added that, or if to be honest, oh, by the way, that's the bottom. It's just a bunch of Japanese text. Oh, and real quick, let me show you. That's the Toei Animation sticker that shows you this is a legit figure. So obviously, too, Saiyan Z is reputable because this is legit. So anyway, I don't know when they started adding the Grandista moniker, because obviously the brand, I guess the brand is Grandista then, huh? I don't know. Also, can we talk about real quick that they call him Bardock? I think that's so funny. That's just kind of the way they spell it. I don't know. But I guess they must have handed the line off to Grandista, because originally the Resolution of Soldiers line was Bampresto, as you can see by the box in the back there. If I can get this open. There we go. Ooh, look at that. They tell you what's next in the line. 2018 Son Goku Ultra Instinct. I actually have that on pre-order, so definitely expect a unboxing on that in the future as well. But that's really cool. They tell you the sculptor, the graphic designer, photographer, brand design, and special thanks. I've never seen a figure do that before. That's awesome. Alright. let's take this dude out of the box. But yeah, no, so I guess, I don't know when they actually handed off the Grandista, or not, sorry, not the Grandista, the Resolution of Soldiers kind of line from, Bam Presto to, Grandista. But, I mean, Grandista does a fantastic job with it. Not that the Bam Presto ones weren't good. Holy cow, this is, oh my gosh, that is bubble wrapped to heck in a handbasket. Is this just cardboard in here? Yeah, okay. Just cardboard. So this is obviously packaged very well. This is, of course, packaged by the manufacturer. This is a lot bigger than I thought it was. Holy cow! I thought this guy was a lot smaller. Look at that. You can see his body in there. His legs are like, oh my gosh. Alright, this is going to be a huge figure, bro. This is probably going to be the tallest one in my collection, if anything. Anyway, I do have another Grandista figure coming soon. It'll probably be uploaded after everything I have on backlog in terms of my figure unboxings, though, and that's a Rosé, so keep an eye out for that because that's a really cool figure, too. But yeah, so I guess they just must have handed it off to Grandista to do, and I'm glad they did because, like I said, not that the Bam Presto ones weren't fantastic, but Grandista does an amazing job with the Resolution of Soldiers line. I kind of wish they made more figures because I've only honestly seen Resolution of Soldiers from them. Wow, they even bubble wrapped the top here where it connects and his feet. That's actually a sign of very good quality and care taken into this. But yeah, so I want to see what other figures they make because what's kind of interesting about the Resolution of Soldiers line is that all of their poses, I can't say that they're similar, but they are all very, like, vertical and not very dynamic. You know, like, obviously that Super Saiyan Goku back there, that's a pretty dynamic pose. By the way, they bubble wrapped his head and his hand. That's a specific reason why I'll show you in a second. Let's get this off, though. But yeah, no, like, they're not very dynamic. Like, all of the Resolution of Soldiers line is kind of just them standing straight up. And sometimes they have a little bit of, you know, like, kind of, not really movement or, like, stuff going on. But most of the time, it's just them kind of, like, standing in a still position. Still looking very cool, but they're very static as opposed to dynamic in terms of the poses. Alright. So here is, but that's why I want to see Grandista make some more stuff, because I want to see them make some dynamic poses as well. But, this is crazy. His legs are pretty much like as tall as Mass Saiyan. We'll do an actual size comparison once we get them all together. But as you can see here, here's the legs. Interesting that it's kind of slanted for the connector, but they do have the Saiyan tail there, and they encapsulate it very well. This, by the way, is the foot stand that goes around his foot. We'll actually take a look if he can stand without that, because I know some of them can. Alright, so let's get into the actual top piece here. Let's see if we can get this off. They do this, and I like that they do this with most Dragon Ball figures since the hair is very spiky, you know, it's kind of delicate. Ooh, that looks pretty cool, bro. Let's get a close-up of that. Man, that is awesome. So obviously this Bardock has the Scouter. They did a very good job with the Scouter as well. So cool, bro. Hair sculpt is very good. They did a great job with that. Sometimes with like Goku and Bardock figures, they don't do a good job with the hair because specifically like this line here, just kind of, can you focus for me, camera? Thank you. Just kind of looks like a little bit ugly. It's okay here, I guess, but it's just kind of, you know, weird because it's just like this patch with all the spiky hair, but I'm sure once it's all together it'll look fine. But that is sometimes a problem with some of these Bardock and Goku base form figures, is how they do the hair. Now the reason why this is bubble wrapped is because my man is holding Tora's bandana, and it's supposed to, you know, like be just kind of flowing in the wind there, which is super cool. It's literally just the bandana, so that's why it's not on his head, because as you guys know, most Bardock figures would have the bandana on his head, you know, because he obviously wears it all the time, but he's holding it here in this figure, which I think is an awesome touch. Alright, so let's put it together. It is only two pieces. Wow, he is really tall just without that, and it slips right on. Nice. Alright, so let's just press that in there. Holy cow, this guy is so tall. Actually, mine is not really sticking. Let's see if I can press it in a little bit. This guy is huge! I knew Grandistas were big, but holy cow, because I've only ever owned that Resolution of Soldiers Goku before, never one of the Grandista brand ones. Alright, so it is a little bit loose, which is not a problem, again, if it's just kind of chilling on the shelf. But obviously, oh jeez, I don't want to drop it. Whoa, that was a close call. I think I dropped it on the hair, but looks okay. Jeez, well, I thought it would stick. Alright, so it is a little bit loose. That's okay, though. Like I said, it'll just be kind of standing on the shelf anyway. And, oh my gosh, does it look good. Holy cow. Alright, so I'll give you a good shot here in a second. But as you can see, it does stand up. I just want to show you before I actually, like, you know, start moving my camera around here, that it does indeed work in terms of the, you know, standing without the stand. But, as you can see, his kind of just foot stand there, though, just kind of sits around the foot. Just kind of like attaches to the back. I'm pretty sure it's only made for the one. Yeah, it's fit, like, it's sculpted, as you can see on the inside there, for the 1 foot here. And then obviously that just gives him a bit more balance while he's standing on your shelf, because obviously you would not want one of these big kahunas following over, right? And like, I'll pick up my camera now and show you. Although this is kind of fitting a little bit awkwardly. I have seen in the past these stands kind of do fit a little bit awkwardly. Also, this like block here does look kind of awkward, just in terms of, I don't know, just how it looks like just him standing there. But either way, this figure is absolutely fantastic. It looks so cool put together. Wow, that is actually really stunning. That's super fantastic. Very cool. Like I said, kind of a more static pose. That's what the Grandista line, or not the Grandista line, sorry, the Resolution of Soldiers line kind of does. They have these like sort of static, you know, like very vertical poses, but they're so good, bro. They're very cool. Let me actually take the this off. Alright, so there is a little bit of a gap there. That's kind of cool, though. That's just almost paying attention to the detail. I do like that finally that we have a Bardock figure that doesn't just give him the stupid, like, line across the back, because I know most of them do that with the armor. I know that Mass Saiyan back there does that, and we will compare the size in 1 second here, but I just want to go over everything on the figure. Looks super cool put together. Obviously there is a little bit of just a kind of air gap, because obviously it's 2 pieces, but this is very well done. As you can see, all of the Resolution of Soldiers figures are absolutely fantastic. I know I've been going on the whole video, but that's what this guy's about, so hey, might as well, right? So as you can see, it's a little bit loose on the top. That is kind of the like, I can just take that off and the bottom won't come with. I don't know if that's a defect with my figure. It's not really a problem for me. Like I said, he's just going to sit on my shelf and look awesome. So that doesn't really bother me, but just keep that in mind, I suppose, if you buy that. I have not really seen that with many others. Like, I bought my buddy Abelot, the Majin Vegeta one, and that was not a problem. All the other ones that I've, you know, seen and worked with myself have not really had that problem, so I'll have to see when the Rosé comes in. But either way, this guy is super fantastic. Very cool. As you can see, super detailed. The muscle detail is absolutely incredible. Let's take a look at him compared next to some other figures. Alright, so even with on the stand, obviously my Mass Saiyan is holding some of the UDMs there, but he is only about half the size. He only comes up to maybe about the bottom of his chest, even with all of the hair spikes. I thought that the size of comparison would be a little bit better, in terms of, like, you know, him being a little bit, you know, more sizable to him. But hey, I am not opposed to having these giant figures, bro, because they're absolutely incredible. But wow, that is a huge size difference there. If we put them back to back here, let me turn this guy. Obviously I only have one hand because I'm using the camera. If we put them back to back here, right, you can see that the size difference is pretty noticeable here, but it still looks very cool nonetheless. I'm going to try and do some kind of display with this guy in Mass Saiyan as well. I do have the Super Saiyan 3 Bardock from Dragon Ball Heroes coming in later this year. It should be like next month or something like that. But I will do, obviously, comparison between all these guys because they are both, you know, Bardocks or whatever. Oh, I'm sorry, this is not Bardock, clearly. But anyway, let me show you compared to some other figures. Alright, so this here is the Goku in the back. I've kind of been regretting this day because I had to take down some of my setup that I had displayed with this guy, but I'll just put it back later. It's okay. I also apologize for the dust. I really should have done that before I filmed, but too late now. Anyway, this is the Goku in the back, or at least in the box here. This chrome, solid black Goku. But this is the original Resolution of Soldiers kind of size here, and as you can see, compared to the Grandista variation, it is quite a big difference. Goku again kind of comes up to, I guess, like the top of his chest from the very tippy top of the his little hair spike there. to the top of Bardock's chest. So this guy doesn't really compare to many of the other figures that I have, like I said, just because he's so freaking big. But just to see kind of, you know, when we went from the Bam Presto resolution of Soldiers line to the Grandista resolution of Soldiers line, they really amped it up quite literally. They made him a lot bigger. So that is very cool. I did want to definitely compare those two. Because obviously the size is incredible compared to the original line. So I think it's kind of interesting how, you know, different people who make these figures take them. Real quick, let me compare this to the tallest figure, I think, in my collection. And then we will hop on out of here. Alright, so we've been over here before in a video. This is one of my little displays that I have with my figures. And I was going to compare him to the size of Trunks there and just kind of hold him up. But as you can see, my man doesn't even freaking fit in the box. He's freaking too big. So I guess that should show you that from the top of Trunks to the top of the little cubby hole here, he's a bit bigger. Definitely a little bit bigger. That is absolutely crazy. Alright guys, so that is gonna do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Definitely go check out Saiyan Z in the description below. As well, I'll of course leave some places, if I can find any that still have this man, where you can pick him up for yourself if you like to grab him. Definitely check him out. He's a fantastic figure. I know a little bit might be on the pricey side, 40 bucks, but I think for a figure of this quality, I don't think that's pricey at all. But I mean, if you're new into the figure scene, maybe a little bit for you, but honestly, I think it is totally worth it for the size and the detail and everything about this man. Absolutely fantastic. So glad I picked this guy up. Anyway though, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Epic Mewtwo out. Peace!